Howdy, folks. I am Holistic Hollyhock, helpfully healing hurt heroes.
I'm Amber.
And here are more hurt heroes for us to heal because apparently we're Hollyhock and that's what we do. Let's get started. Are they hero plants, Amber?
They may very well
They're
be.
hero plants, folks.
There could be a mean plant who's hurting all our plant friends.
Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Having Security Escort My Wife Out of the Hospital Where I Was Staying? And just a content warning on this one, it does involve losing fingers. I'm a 38-year-old male, and I work as a high school teacher, while my wife, a 32-year-old female, is a stay-at-home mom. We have one son together. Last Wednesday afternoon, I was using a guillotine trimmer in our copy room. For those of you unfamiliar with the device, it has a large blade and a table part. To operate it, you put the paper on the table and chop down with the blade part. In a moment of carelessness, I let go of the blade handle when I was trying to adjust the position of the paper, and the blade came down on my right hand. It left me with 3 of my fingers being chopped off around the first knuckle. My vocal reaction led to half of the staff room running in to see what all the commotion was about. The more squeamish excused themselves, and my principal, being a saint, actually retrieved my fingers and drove me to the hospital. I immediately went in for emergency surgery. After surgery, the doctor told me that I would need one more surgery to repair the damage, but miraculously, I should basically get full control of my hand back. Wonders of modern medicine, I suppose. At that time, I called my wife and told her that there was an accident at work, but she need not worry. After going to the details, the first thing she asked me is if the workplace was going to pay me for the time I was taking off, or if it was going to send us into crippling debt. I assured her that it was workman's comp issue, which we wouldn't be paying a dime for. She then asked if I would be home because the garbage stank and someone had to take it out. I reiterated at this point that I had just lost 3 fingers in an accident, and she responded that it was my turn to drive Trevor, our son, to daycare the next morning. I hung up on her because when she gets like that, nothing can really placate her. She'll just rapid fire question after question. She called me back, but I turned off my phone to prevent it, and I went back to sleep. Well, the next day, I woke up feeling like absolute garbage, and after a few hours, my wife showed up. Apparently, she was able to find out which hospital I went to through my workplace. And I accepted her as a visitor, thinking that she had calmed down. But she walked in and started tearing into me about hanging up on her. I listened to her for about 15 minutes. To be honest, I was kind of out of it on painkillers, and I don't remember it that well. And then I called the nurse in. I told the nurse that she was agitating me and I just wanted her to go. My wife reacted to this with shock and began causing a scene, so the nurse called security, who escorted her out. I got home from the hospital yesterday and my wife is absolutely livid with me. I tried apologizing, but she said that she has never been so humiliated in her life and that I should just go stay in the hospital forever. Does she have a point here, or was I in the right? Alright folks, what do you think?
Definitely not the jerk. I mean, whose partner, like your partner chops off 3 of their fingers, and your second question out of your mouth is basically, well, who's going to take out, are you going to be home to take out the trash? Like, the lack of empathy here is deeply concerning.
Well, who's gonna pay for this?
Yeah,
Is this
followed
gonna
by,
like
who's going to take, are you going to be home to take out the
and
trash?
then you need to take your son to the daycare tomorrow.
Yeah, like I understand being stressed about finances, but that's something you should keep to yourself in the moment and have the conversation with later on. Like that one I understand a little bit more because I understand like if they're in a bad financial spot,
Yeah.
there might be like anxiety. And sometimes people say things they don't mean to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it, like it's pretty clear that no, she's like just like, oh, this infects my life. I might have to take out the trash and take our son to preschool. And like, instead of being like, oh my goodness, my husband who I love is in the hospital and is injured.
Yeah, I think that her reaction here was a little disproportionate, and I think that certainly like he might have been able to use a little more communication and been like, yeah, I'm not feeling up to this conversation right now, and I'm going to hang up instead of just hanging up on her. But I mean, also they were on painkillers and they probably weren't feeling very well, so I can't blame them for not wanting to take that kind of abuse on the phone.
Well, and it sounds like this is a routine behavior from her, which really is disconcerting to me because OP's like, oh, well, when she gets like this, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And like, I would say, Definitely some reevaluation of the relationship is needed here. Maybe some couples counseling
Yeah.
if it's not usually like this, but like I'm really worried with how cold her reaction was to OP.
Well, I think that counseling should have come a long time ago
Mm-hmm.
if this is the kind of communication style they have in general, right? And I understand her being humiliated with being escorted out of the hospital, but she was also yelling at OP
Right.
when he was a patient in a hospital.
Well, that's
Like,
the thing, is it's all due to her own actions. It was literally she was chewing out someone who's like just trying to like get better.
yeah. So I think that OP was right to ask to have her removed from the hospital. I imagine that they just weren't feeling up to having being yelled at while they were recovering. But I don't know. Let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled "My Wife Buying a Father's Day Present for a Male Friend." I'll try to be concise. My wife has been friends with this dude for years, since right before we met. My wife has never been made a big deal about celebrating Father's Day, my birthday, or really any other holiday. This year, she mentioned staying at a hotel with our friends. Her male friend, we'll call him Kay, because our kids are best friends. Our friends are driving 2 hours to stay near us, and we're getting a room at the same hotel. She made plans without telling me, but I thought that it would be good for our daughter, and the friends have always been welcoming. What set my flags off was that she started talking about Kay getting a Father's Day present a couple weeks ago. Then yesterday, she ran out to the store to buy me a bottle of scotch as a present because an ad came up on Facebook and she thought that it was perfect. She left urgently because she just had seen the ad and didn't want to risk selling out. Well, she gets home and gives me the bottle and says Happy Father's Day. And then she says, oh, by the way, I'm going to buy Kay a Father's Day present for when we see him. It just felt really weird, and I feel like a jerk. My insecurity got the best of me, and I asked what she was getting her dad, and to my surprise, she hadn't even started looking. It just was like Kay was a priority for her on her holiday that she never really celebrates for me, and I'm the father of our child. It did feel weird that she thought of him before her own dad, whom she always thinks of. All right, folks, one little tiny bit of detail
Yeah.
here. One minuscule detail that I think we should read in the comments real quick. And Reality Hasher says info. What is the gift that she plans to get, and when did she decide to get it? And OP replies, weed, and she decided 2 weeks ago. And Reality Hasher says, is he a pretty regular pot smoker? And OP replies, yes. All right, folks, what do you think now that we've heard what the present is? And
Yeah, I think OP may be blowing things out of proportion a little bit here.
oh man, when I first read this, I was like, oh, what could it possibly be? It's so
I
scandalous.
know. I was thinking like something like expensive or personalized or
Like
something.
she got him a watch, a gold watch or something like that.
Engraved with her
Yeah,
name.
engraved with her name or something. And then I was like reading the comments. I'm like, what? Oh, hopefully we'll find this out. And then I read this. I'm like, oh my goodness, you got him a pair of socks is basically what it boils down to, right? For somebody who imbibes in this substance and is a regular user of it, I think that this is probably just like a de facto gift. Probably she was excited because if she's used in the past, she might be excited about using it with him at the hotel or whatever.
Right, like it might be, oh, well, he's offering, so I guess I'll just try a little bit.
Yeah.
Type of deal. It seems like that's kind of her default is things consumables. Like she
Mm-hmm.
got OP scotch, and
Yeah.
so it doesn't seem like it's yeah, like yeah, sure. It doesn't seem like any of her gifts are particularly thoughtful necessarily.
Well, and I mean, maybe this is why she has a hard time picking out stuff for her dad, is because she might actually get her dad something thoughtful, right?
Right, just because you get someone something first doesn't mean that like you put as much time and energy into it.
Yeah, it might just be that it's the first thing that came to your mind, and you're like,
Hmm.
oh, this is really easy. I can get something quick and easy for this individual. Like with him, OP got him a bottle of scotch because he's like, oh, he likes scotch. I can get him this bottle.
Right, yeah. Like there's some people who like it's super easy. You can like, okay, I'm just gonna do this 5 minutes, and then there are other people who like maybe OP's dad or OP's wife's dad, like she wants to put some more thought and effort
Mm-hmm.
into it, and it's gonna take her longer.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Taking Away My Brother's +1 and Inviting His Girlfriend Myself? I kind of know that I'm the jerk here, but I need to know how bad it was. My brother is 29 and has been with Leah for about 2 years. We all like her and she's super nice. I'm getting married next April and sent an invite to my brother's apartment. We decided to send invites to households and not individuals. For example, our aunt received an invite for her family and not for each individual. Well, last Thursday, we met at my parents' place. It was just a core family because of some tax reasons. Well, lol. While there, I asked my brother about Leah's dietary restrictions. I know that she's a vegetarian for health reasons and that she cannot have certain raw vegetables. He said that she wasn't going to go and that he was taking his girl best friend, Amanda, instead. Now the relationship is weird AF. Amanda has always been stringing my brother along, in my opinion. He always denies having feelings for her, but let's be real here. Amanda would date other guys, blow off my brother, and then when things were on the decline with her partners, she would get attracted to him again. Her last boyfriend broke up with her right around the time my brother, his then ex-girlfriend, Amanda, and her ex were supposed to be traveling to Spain. What did my idiot brother go and do? Go with Amanda alone because Amanda was uncomfortable with his ex-girlfriend. Obviously, he acted blindsided when his girlfriend broke up with him. I didn't even say anything anymore because it's all so weird. So when he said that, I asked if Leah had already other plans, but my brother said that Amanda had asked if she could come because it could be an opportunity to see all the old gang. We were in the same friend group in high school. I told him that I would have invited Amanda if I had wanted her there. Amanda is mean and cold. She always makes disparaging comments about other girls at every event. Around 1 hour in, she will make some sort of scene that either has her running away or crying or sitting mad at a table telling everyone to leave her alone and then making a cryptic comment about something hurting her. I told my brother that I was revoking his +1 and Amanda was not coming to the wedding. He accused me of being misogynistic and bigoted because I don't understand opposite sex friendships, which is BS. My husband has a female childhood friend who is his best woman. I love her too, and she has been amazing. And she respects boundaries. She always includes me and made a huge effort when I started dating my fiance to integrate me into the friends group. Anyways, I said my decision was final. He could take it or leave it. But I would be inviting Leah myself because I like her. He screamed at me and told me to keep out of his business. I said to get rid of this weird feelings for her friend Amanda. He's mad at me. My dad said it was none of our deal. My mom is furious with my brother, so am I the jerk? Edit to answer some questions. The invite was addressed to the Smiths. Funnily enough, Leah has the same last name as us. Granted, we have one of the most common last names. Yes, they live together. The tax thing is nothing huge. My parents have a small business, but are really bad at keeping track of all their receipts. So every month, we go and help them. We digitalize the receipts and put them into bookkeeping software for the accountant. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, it seems like OP made it clear who was supposed to be invited, and even when you give a +1, it's not always a blanket +1. It sounds like Amanda is someone who OP doesn't like, who OP would be afraid would cause a scene at her wedding, and OP doesn't want to deal with that drama, and I don't blame OP.
Yeah, I really can't blame OP in this situation because it really does sound like Amanda's going to cause a bunch of issues and that Leah is going to be a much better person for the wedding. So, and it's really strange that he is saying that Amanda is a friend when it's clear that there are like some kind of tension going on there.
Yeah, it's very clear that, yeah, like OP was saying, it sounds like she's stringing him along, and he would, if she were to become available to him, he would probably drop Leah the first thing. Like,
Yeah.
his girlfriends are only ever an afterthought.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate and sad. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our last letter is an update. My common law husband, my long-term partner, cheated and had a love baby. And this one we read the other day, and basically what happened is she was at home one day, the boyfriend was in the Middle East on vacation, and then suddenly this woman shows up at her door and is like, oh, by the way, I'm your partner's girlfriend and I have my baby, I'm moving into your house. And OP was like, no, and kicked her out. Many are asking for an update, but what is there really to update? Here's what happened this past week and what's going to happen. I will never see him again. It's over. He is back from his trip. Probably wasn't expecting to start his summer vacation this way. My lawyer has already contacted him about what he is owed. It will be transported to his mother's apartment. Whatever more that he thinks he is owed, he can sue me for, and I will be ready. And I hope that he can afford my lawyers when he loses whatever lawsuit he plans to file. Apparently, the apartment that his girlfriend lost was his. He was sending the money for the rent, but she spent it on Prada instead. He swears that the baby isn't his, and that he is going to demand a paternity test, like it would make any difference. Maybe for the baby, yeah, but I hope for goodness sake that the child isn't his. However, so maybe there's still a small chance for that baby to have a better future and more loving parents. I am moving to my parents' house. Right now, I am in the hotel, but I have no desire to be in that house again with all the memories. I am selling it while I find a new home and sell the one, and I will just live with my family. The girlfriend has contacted me a few times via social media because she says she needs to talk. She wants proof that we aren't married because he told her that we are married. I don't do delusions, so I just blocked her. She has to try to contact me via her friends and mine, so now everyone knows the truth without me needing to make an announcement. Thank you, girlfriend. Not sure what more I will update. If I've missed anything, I will leave another comment. One last thing, I'm sorry for maybe using the wrong term. I'm not an English speaker, and Google found me common law marriage as a term used in my situation. But apparently it has certain laws in English-speaking countries. Our relationship is a long-term one, and we live together. We have separate finances, and we have no rights to each other's property or estate. We don't even inherit each other's stuff without a will. However, anything that we purchased during the time that we were living together falls under joint estate and is divided equally no matter who the purchaser is. I have no problem with dividing these assets in half. I have bought the house and some of my expensive art during that time that we've been a partner. It would have been a joint asset if we didn't have a cohabitation agreement in place around these expensive purchases. He has no rights to them. Unlike prenups, etc., they are not as easy to contest because he is not legally married to me. Under different circumstances, I would probably have given him more than what he is going to get now because I am like that in general. If he had ended things, if he had told me that he wanted out and that he didn't love me anymore, because I know that relationships end and that people fall out of love. He could have respected me enough to have at least given me that, but he didn't. So I will literally be counting spoons and napkins, and he will not get a dime over what he is owed. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I'm glad that OP is able to get rid of this dude from her life, and wish her the best in the future.
Yeah, I wish them the best. It's unfortunate that he still owed certain property and whatnot, but I mean, I'm glad that OP has an agreement around the house and whatnot, and that he doesn't get half the house or anything like that. So, I mean, this does actually sound a lot like a common law marriage, even like in the legal sense of what people would have classified in the past, because it sounds like he does have some property right and whatnot. But I don't know. I guess it really just depends. Like, generally, if people are breaking up, there's probably just a shared understanding of what belongs to who in general with a lot of like non-married relationships and just separate finances and stuff like that and all. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Max, what's the weather like? Pam, I don't know. It's too cloudy to see.
And I'm assuming that those are not like Venus clouds with sulfuric acid raining down on you. That's my assumption here. And I have Earl Grey. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday, folks. I hope your Sunday is off to a special start. And you know what makes it special? You do, and Amber does too.
And Brian too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of a knock-knock joke.
Knock knock.
Go away, I'm trying to recover in the hospital with my fingers that have been severed. Who's there?
Your boyfriend's girlfriend.
Well, that's a problem. Your boyfriend's girlfriend's who? There's
There's
nothing more. That's it. That's
you're
it.
just supposed to like call the police now to escort me
Oh,
out
I'm supposed
before
to call
I.
the. Okay, yes, that's happening. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
And Amber won't be here tomorrow because she'll now be in jail.
No.